From War Memorial Field on the campus of Central Bucks West High School, we welcome you to the PIAA District 1 Class 6A first round, where on Halloween night, the 11 seed Neshaminy Skins face off with the 6 seed CB West Bucks on WBCB. And a pleasant good evening to all of you. Alongside my broadcast partner Nick Gallagher, I'm Jordan Hirsh. Well, it was just 35 days ago these two squads met at Heartbreak Ridge in a game Neshaminy controlled quite literally from start to finish. Neshaminy struck fear into CB West right away, forcing a fumble on the opening kickoff and didn't look back on their way to a 28-18 Week 6 victory. Since then, however, the Skins have been a little spooked. They went 2-2 over their final 4 games, but are fresh off a 35-14 king-size win over their arch-rival Pennsbury in the regular season finale. It all culminated in a 7-3 record, which is certainly a welcome treat for Neshaminy, as their highest win total since 2018. But now it's the time of year where none of that matters. Much like when you leave your house for trick-or-treating, all that matters is the next 48 minutes. And this CB West squad that has turned War Memorial Field into a house of horrors for any opponent that dares to enter. The Bucks are 5-0 here at home this season and have won 10 straight on this turf since September of last year. What's even more frightening? How about the fact the Bucks have reached this tournament semifinals in each of the last 3 seasons and haven't lost in the first round since 2017. But Nick, despite all of that, Neshaminy has every reason to be confident heading into this matchup. They've proven they can beat this CB West team, and now they would like nothing more than for the Bucks to be seeing ghosts from that late September night when things are all said and done. Eckert, a guy who's certainly gotten a lot more comfortable through the first 5 weeks. Play action. Eckert rolls, fires deep, has a man, that's Bobby Lagler. Lagler's across the 50, it's a foot race. Bobby Lagler's gonna take it all the way for the touchdown. Wow. On 3rd and 9, Neshaminy hits CB West over the top for 6. And Lagler, from 83 yards out, has the Skins on top 13-0. 2nd and 7. Play action, being chased is Cabo, going deep on the run. This is trouble, this is picked. Mike Sassano with the interception, and now he's got loads of space to work with. Takes it across the 50 and gets tripped up at the 48-yard line, and both Sassano brothers making their presence felt here in the first quarter. Insert Corey Kenoy Webb for 4th and 3. Flynn, pocket collapsing. Running out of time, Owen Schwartz is there again. Sack number 3 for number 52. And what a postseason it's been for Owen Schwartz, wreaking havoc on 4th down once again. Eckert last week, 19 of 26, 232 yards, 19 carries and 103 yards. Pair of touchdowns through the air and a pair of touchdowns on the ground. And on 1st and 10, here's Carter Klee to the ground. He's got a big hole. He's gonna run by everyone. 3 plays is all it takes. Neshaminy in the end zone. Carter Klee from 42 yards. 6-0 Skins as Klee on his first touch of the night explodes through that opening on the left side of the line. This could be 4-down territory. We'll see if Neshaminy's play call reflects that. Eckert will look to throw. Going deep again. Nick Sassano climbs the ladder, brings it in, and takes it all the way for the touchdown. The ladder had enough rungs on it, and Nick Sassano brought it down. 27-14, Neshaminy on top. Brock Williams has done an excellent job filling in at corner because Nick Sassano is filling in for Rivera at safety, and they have locked up really the two-headed monster that is Adam Stahl and Matt Gregory. Here's a throw to the outside, and just as we're talking about them, Brock Williams with the interception. Can he get all the way back? You know he wants to. Stays on his feet, puts a stiff arm down, and finally brought down inside the 20. Williams right on cue. All too often will 3rd downs decide these postseason games. Here's 3rd and 8 for Neshaminy. Eckert back, they've won the screen, they've got the screen, it's Klee. It was well defended, but it does not matter. Carter Klee would not be denied, he's got the first. Here we go, 4th and a yard. Play action, Eckert, first down and more, he breaks free. Michael Eckert, roaming in space, slides down. And Neshaminy is 2 minutes and 24 seconds away from handing North Penn their first loss and exercising the demons against these Knights. We've talked about it before, right, Nick? Neshaminy, when they're at their best, you're seeing Michael Eckert get about anywhere between 15 and 25 passing attempts per game. He had 18 attempts last week, 12 of them for completions for 231 yards, and that's because Carter Klee was running wild. He was able to set up that passing game. Down 20-0, this is where we've seen Neshaminy be forced to become one-dimensional at times this season. Here's a handoff to Klee, and Klee puts his shoulder down using that physicality to gain about 4 yards.
Number 5, Carter Klee with
so at least for the first play of this drive, Nick Felis, he's gonna keep it with Old Reliable on the ground.
Neshaminy's had 3 straight games of Michael Eckert and Carter Klee with both rushing over 100 yards, and they've won all season with that formula.
Jet sweep this time, it's Klee again. Just looks a little hesitant right now. Jack Silvers was the one who brought him down. It'll set up 3rd down and 3. But it seems like whenever Klee gets the football, he's kind of bouncing around. He's looking for an opening. And of course, you got to give credit to the North Penn defensive line filling the gaps and the linebackers who've come up and made some plays so far in this one.
Yeah, and you wonder, their game from September back in week 4 is really a good blueprint for them. Carter Klee only had 70 yards in that game, so it's not like he really burnt them. Eckert had a pair of touchdowns, but he didn't do anything spectacular either himself.
And before this 3rd down and 4 play, we'll get a timeout called by Neshaminy. Fleet of the art is what I've got in front of me right now with the tape job of all the papers through this wind. Here's 3rd and 4, Eckert to the air. There's Mike Sassano. When they need a big play, they go to number 15. And he moves the sticks. He's got the first down into Knight territory.
Well, this is the biggest deficit Neshaminy has faced in a very long time, going back to the early stages of this season. I mean, even in their losses, they never trailed this much this year. You're doing it on the road in a tough place to play, as we mentioned. You got to chip away little by little. Knight's playing great defense.
Here's Klee. This time he's got some blockers, but again, it's Matt Pennell that time there to get his arm around Klee and bring him down. Just a short gain of 3.
Gain of 3, 2nd down.
Knights are doing a great job tackling in this one. It hasn't necessarily even been these clean driving hits, just getting an arm on whoever's got the football, getting him to the turf. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's play action. Eckert fires across his body. There's the tight end in Lucas Stewart. And he's very close. He's got 6. And it sets up 3rd and a yard.
Eckert's pass is complete to number 88, Lucas Stewart.
Lucas Stewart, he was still rehabbing from that knee injury when these two teams met in mid-September. First target right there to Stewart. He's able to make the grab and gain 6. This has got to be 4-down territory. Here's Klee. They won't even need 4th down. Bouncing off of bodies, staying on his feet. He's across the 30. And that run by Klee gets some of the Neshaminy fans who have made the trip out here to Lansdale. Gets them fired up for really the first time in this game.
Yeah, I like Nick Felis here, being aggressive, keeping with the run even though you're down 3 scores.
Again, it's Klee running to the outside and wrapped up after a short gain once again. Just 1 yard that time for Klee. Nate Shepian spun him to the turf. A lot of off-tackle runs, perhaps trying to go against these defensive ends as opposed to some of the big guys in the middle like Lucas Oropeza and Jack Silvers. Knights have done a good job on Klee thus far. 2nd and 9, empty set. Here comes the pressure. They throw out of it with Sassano, and Nick Sassano on that wide receiver screen takes the pigskin into the red zone. Again, a yard shy of what he needed, sets up 3rd and 1, but for the first time tonight, Neshaminy is in the red area.
Yeah, you're feeling they're starting to get the gears turning here on this drive. Mixed in Klee, and Eckert's made some good passes and good decisions.
3rd and 1, back to Carter Klee, right up the gut, and he's got a first down. 3rd and 1 in this game. I think you might as well just move the chains at that point with these two fearsome running backs. Really all three of them, Pennell, Gray, and Carter Klee. Riley Gray was a member of the All-SOL National Conference 2nd team. Some real talented backs in this game. This time Eckert keeps and cannot get out of the grasp of Dominic Transilli. Spins him down to the turf. They're gonna give him maybe a half a yard that time. And it brings up 2nd and 9, and this North Penn defensive line, they continue to win the trenches battle.
And that's so important in this game, in this environment. Chamonix's dominated a lot of teams when they win, but in their few losses, that's really been a difference maker for them.
Empty set once again. Here comes Klee, play action, Eckert for the end zone. It's brought down by Mike Sassano. The throw was a little high, but when you're as hot as Sassano is, that does not matter. And Neshaminy is on the board with 2:20 to go until halftime. It's 20-6.